Okay, boys and girls, let's get our paper ready and our pencil ready, and we are going to do a line portrait. Remember, a portrait is a picture of a person. This does not have to be you, okay? So we are going to add really crazy hair. And so the first step to do this project, you need to make sure that your paper is portrait style, which is tall. And I'm gonna draw with a Sharpie just so that you can see my lines. You are gonna be using a pencil. So the first thing that I need for you to do is not at the very top, but come down just a little bit. You're gonna use 4 of your fingers, and I'm just gonna tuck my thumb in. And you are going to draw an arch, kind of like an upside down U, okay, above your fingers. You're not tracing your fingers. We're just using our fingers kind of as a guide for drawing this shape. And you'll see what this is gonna become in just a second. So remember, you're not at the very top with your fingers. Come down just a bit, tuck your thumb in so it's not in the way, and you are going to use your pencil and start right over here next to your pinky, and you are just going to slowly draw a curve around. Do not worry if it got a little wonky on you, that's okay. So you can see now I have my arch, and we are going to turn this around so that that is now at the bottom. This is going to become the U shape for the head of this portrait. So again, don't worry about if your line got a little crazy looking. That is absolutely okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 lines for a neck. And then I am going to close off the top of the head. I know this seems really odd, but you will see why in just a second. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is right in the middle of this head, I'm gonna do a nose, and I'm just gonna do one really simply. If you want to do like an L-shaped nose, or you wanna do kind of a hook nose or any of that, that's fine. I'm just gonna do a little curve for the nose and let that be that. I'm not gonna get too complicated with it. Same thing for the mouth. Whatever style mouth you want to do is totally up to you. I'm just gonna do a little mouth like this and put some little smile lines on the edge. But again, you do whatever kind of mouth you want. And then for the eyes, I'm gonna do some kind of smiling eyes where we've got an arch, and then we've got kind of another arch, and maybe some little like eyelash lines. You are welcome not to add that if you don't want to add that. That's totally up to you. But you can do whatever kind of eyes you want to do, okay? And then inside the eye, because it looks really weird without this, I'm gonna add my iris and pupils. Okay, next thing is finish out the face. I'm going to add just some eyebrow lines. I'm just gonna do some really, really simple lines for that, nothing too complicated. Okay, feel free though to add more detail if you want. If you want freckles, if you want to add glasses, anything like that's fine. Ears, I'm gonna just add some little ears out here on the side. Remember, the ears are kind of even with the eye line. So if you come over, that's about the top of the ear. Okay. Now, we have our very unusual looking portrait with kind of a flat head, okay? But we are gonna remedy that by giving this portrait some really crazy line hair. So this is where all of our drawings of lines and remembering what kinds of lines there are, that's where this is gonna come in for this project. So I want you to think about any kind of lines that you saw in that video, and we're gonna draw that as the hair. So like, say for example, I wanted to do zigzag. So I'm gonna start at the head, and I am going to zigzag, and you're gonna go all the way to the edge of the paper. So however long that takes till you hit the edge of the paper. And then I would love for you to switch lines. Don't do all the same kind of line. So next I might do a looping line. And again, you're gonna go all the way to the edge of your paper. And then maybe I want to do kind of like a castle top line. It's kind of squarish. And again, all the way to the edge. So I'm just gonna keep going and adding in different kinds of lines until I get this all filled in. It is okay to repeat lines. I just don't want you to do the same line over and over and over again. I want to see some variation. I want to see a bunch of different kinds of lines. So again, you keep going all the way to the edge of your paper. Every time you draw a line, go to the edge of your paper. So you just keep going. I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna keep filling in, and you keep doing the same, and we will work our way all the way around until we get this crazy hairstyle filled in with all of these different lines. If you come back and you notice there are gaps in places, you can fill in lines in those gaps. I'll add a few more straight. Okay, now, if you're looking at mine, do we see any places where we might be able to add a few more? Yeah, this space in here, it gets kind of big. So like if you wanted to add something kind of simple to fill in, you are welcome to do that. I wouldn't go overboard and have all of my lines touching each other. It's good to have, you know, just a little bit of space in between. Okay, as soon as you're done, you've added all of the lines that you want to, I would love for you to sign your name near the bottom of your paper. And then I would love for you to start coloring. I would suggest that you maybe color a different color in between each of these lines so we can have some really crazy hair going on. And then obviously too, color the portrait as well. So that concludes this lesson.